Hey everyone, today I'm taking you for a relaxing stroll around Knoebels Amusement Resort, a place I've made countless videos from over the years, including a ride preview video back in 2015. But some things have changed since then, so this video is going to be geared towards first-timers and people who haven't been here in a while and are maybe wondering what to expect when they come here. So sit back, relax, and come take a walk with me around my favorite park, Knoebels. Alright guys, so the purpose of this video is to basically give you a walking tour of Knoebels. I'm going to try to do this unedited, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on some of the things that we see, and I'm going to use the wide angle lens to give you the best view possible and hopefully make you feel like you're here with me. So we're just going to start off in the area that we're in right now. I'm going to head through the Kiddie land and make our way around the park. I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking. I want you to basically enjoy the sights and the sounds, but I will chime in from time to time. This is one of the smaller kids rides, Flying Tigers here, which is right next to the galleon that we just walked by. I know it as the Mauna Loa from SpongeBob. Right behind here is the chairlift, which is currently being reassembled, which should be operational any day now. And of course, in the far background is the Impulse, Knoebels' main steel coaster. And right here we have the Whipper, a classic ride that came from Croups Glen and Hunlock Creek. It's a fantastic ride. And the second steel coaster, which is Cosmo Curves. It's a child-sized coaster, but adults can ride it as well. This replaced the high-speed throw coaster, which was what I grew up to know it as back in the 80s and 90s, which I think was a mistake removing that, but kids seem to enjoy this. Yeah, it keeps it steady. And of course, the moat right here is for the motorboats ride. You get to, excuse me, maneuver your own little motorboat through the channel here. And directly behind this little shed is going to be where the Italian trapeze will be reassembled. It was disassembled last year, and we're awaiting new parts, which I was told arrived and are currently on their way to Knoebels. So this will be reassembled probably in the next month or so. The park just opened at 10 a.m. It's about 10:05 right now, so got the place to ourselves for the time being. There is the Satellite, better known as the Salt and Pepper Shakers. That one is unique as it goes horizontal when it rotates around. Coming up in this structure here is some of the best bumper cars you'll ever ride. Big heavy duty steel cars, big motors in them, and they really give you a good hit when you are smacking into someone. It's one of the more popular rides here. It always has a long line, as does the motorboats. People seem to enjoy it as well. And all these have is just a little lawnmower go-kart type engine and a steering wheel. There's no throttle, it just stays at constant speed. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold here. Now here we're into part of the Kiddie land here. Got I believe the Red Baron here. And the motorboats, or sorry, kiddie boats. Also known as the wet boat ride. Hand cars was a favorite ride of mine as a child growing up. You get to hand crank power your very own little miniature railroad car around this little track set. I really wish they had an adult version of this. It's a one-of-a-kind, unique ride.
Okay.
Do have the bandstand, not bandstand, I think it's called the band shell. But it's basically the stage where they have performances. Musical acts come here, high school bands, and so on and so forth. And of course, throughout the area, there's lots of places to eat, which Knoebels is famous for their fantastic food and affordable prices. So we do have the Rivet, which is a little mini drop tower, and the Sky Slide, which looks like a rocket ship. That's where you sit on your, basically like the mat, the potato sack, and slide down. There's pony carts here. And if you look off to the right, there's a small Ferris wheel. That's one of two Ferris wheels. This is the Kiddie wheel. The main wheel, called the Giant Wheel, which we'll show later, is the largest wheel in Pennsylvania. And these little excavators here, called the super shovels, these are coin-operated, basically little machines that you could play with in the sand and dirt here. And they're very popular with both kids and adults. Here we have the Panther cars, which is another actually favorite ride of mine. Even though it is geared for kids, adults can ride it, and they are self-propelled around this electric track, and it's a lot of fun to drive, or I should say to ride in. I do draw some attention because I'm a grown man riding in them, but hey, you're here to have fun, right? So we have another little ride set here. Bounce house in the background, going buggy. And here is the second of two carousels. This is Stein and Goldstein carousel, which came from Hunlock Creek, Krupp's Glen. And it has around the border of it the different towns in the area, which is, you can see here, Bloomsburg, Coltmont, Danville, so on and so forth. You can see here, it does say it came from Hunlock Creek, Krupp's Glen Amusement Park. And in the background here is Old Smoky, one of two train rides here. This is an actual steam locomotive. It takes you for a short loop around the Kiddie land here. It's a nice little relaxing ride. It's maybe a 5-minute ride, if that. The other train ride, Pioneer Train, we'll show later. It's a much larger and longer train ride. We've got the mill here, where they do some wood carvings and have items for sale. And on the left here is the ironworks, which is the blacksmith shop where you can get some horseshoes and other custom-made items. This is Pete's Fleet on the left here, and here on the back side of the bounce house, just a traditional bounce house. You get a time limit in there. You get to bounce around and act like a big kid or a little kid. And here's the helicopters ride for kids. And right here is the second of the whip rides. This is the Kiddie whip, which is geared for the younger children in the area. Doesn't go as fast, not as big. And over here is the second of the two bumper car rides, which is again geared for kids. Much smaller scale, slower, easier to maneuver. And here is the fire trucks. And again, there are other things to see here, like a toy store off to the left here, food items, gift shops. So, giving you just a general walkthrough. But coming up next is going to be one of my top 3 favorite rides here. But before we get to that, I just want to show you a nice little seating area here. If you look in the distance here, this canopy is rotating. And that's being rotated by a water wheel, which is part of a little mock wood mill area they have here. And I believe this was at one point supposed to be a carousel, but they ended up scrapping that idea and just making it a seating area, which is quite unique because, again, the roof does rotate. And you can see the mechanism here, 1800s drill press. And you can see the sawmill action there in the background. And this is being completely powered by this water wheel, which is new, I believe, for last year. They put a brand new wheel in. And it's situated right next to the old mill, a popular ice cream stand. And of course, mixed in here, there's other food areas and games, but let's head on over to probably my number 1 of top 3 rides, the famous Haunted Mansion. This is a ride I've made countless videos on, probably over a dozen over the last few years, giving you different variations of it with wide angle lens, shooting it 2 times with the angles, point it one side to the left, one to the right. I've also done it most recently with night vision, and just over the years showing the different updates and changes that have been made. So if you guys haven't seen any of the videos of this, I will link down below my Dark Rides playlist. I have most of the videos are of this ride and also other ones at different parks, including Disney and Ocean City. But that is definitely one of the best classic dark rides around. Very old school, which makes it stand out from the rest. Off to the right here is Laser Command, which is laser tag. It's a lot of fun. You get to get geared up and go in a pretty large room. It's also air conditioned, which is nice in the summer, and have a battle against your friends or complete strangers and see who has the highest score. And directly across from that is Cesari's Pizza, which gets quite busy on weekends and around dinner time, but you get a very large tray pizza for, I believe, around $16, something like that. And it's, for an amusement park, good pizza. Got the shooting gallery off to the right here. Directly in front of us is a carousel museum, so if you're a fan of carousels or carousel horses, in there they have a very unique and beautiful collection of carousel pieces in there and information about them. And if you have young ones or aspiring to be an actor, you could come here to the Once Upon a Time Theater, where they do shows throughout the day and incorporate the audience in the show. You get to dress up in costume and put on a little act, something I've done in the past, which is a lot of fun, and everyone seems to enjoy it. So here we have the Umbrellas, which is another drop tower ride. It's family oriented. It doesn't drop fast. It doesn't go very high, but it is here, and they do have another larger drop tower, which we'll show later on. Straight ahead of us is the International Food Court, where you can get everything from tacos to Chinese to burgers to everything in between, including breakfast if you come here early. And one of my daughter's favorite rides, the Roundup, which spins at a high speed spins at high speed and kind of forces you against the wall. and also rises up at about a 45-degree angle. Okay, so I had a phone call that came through and interrupted the video here, but we're going to continue on where we left off, passing the roundup. And we're going to take a shortcut around the back here to show an eagles exhibit where you can actually see live eagles here. So here they have what is called the Eagle Encounters, and they actually do have, looks like, educational sessions and feedings at certain times that are listed here. And there are 2 eagles back there. I'm going to try to show you them. It's going to be hard to see. But I'm going to zoom in here. Yep, they're right there. Kind of hard to see, but if you do want to see them, definitely come here for yourself and check them out. At various times they are out here on the perches and flying around for the public to see. But it's located right behind the Black Diamond here, which is the second of 2 dark rides here at Knoebels, which is a unique ride. It's coal themed or oriented because it's, well, we are in coal country here in Pennsylvania, and this came from Maury's Pier in New Jersey. It was originally called the Golden Nugget. It's a fantastic ride, a lot of animatronics, special effects, and it's one of my favorite rides here. They don't traditionally allow filming, but I did film a ride through earlier this season. If you want to watch that video, just click the button up in the corner of the screen and you can take a look inside and see what it looks like. Right here you see the number 99. This is the actual steam locomotive here, which they reproduced. I'm sorry, not reproduced, recreated into a essential jungle gym here for kids. You get to climb up on it and check it out, take pictures, and pretend you're an engineer. The train was built in 1924. Right next to it, we do have a coal miner here and some large pieces of coal. As mentioned, we are in coal country. This is at one point the largest producer of anthracite coal in the country, if not the world. And right behind the miner here, you will find the anthracite mining museum, which teaches you all about coal mining. And there's different exhibits in there, a gift shop. And the back of it is the Knoebels History Museum, where they have a timeline showing you from when the park opened up until today, all the rides that used to be here and changes that took place. So definitely head in there, check it out. It is completely free, no admission for that. Right in front of it though is a little panning area. You can buy some buckets of material and pan for some gemstones here, which is a lot of fun to do. And you can see it's Knoebels gemstone mining, ranging from $6.50 up to $10.75, and you can buy a mother load, or you could potentially get all that stuff there in that case for $28. So definitely something to consider. Right here is the Knoebels log flume, another great ride for the hotter days. And even when it gets long lines, you don't have to wait very long because the line basically keeps moving at a steady pace because it's more or less like a conveyor system. I want to show you something neat up here though. Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
So right here there are 2 coin boxes, and they are positioned in front of these numbers here, 1 and 2, right there. And what they are is you drop a quarter in the coin box right before the boat gets number 1 or number 2, and it shoots up a geyser of water to soak the guests, which is a lot of fun, especially if you have friends or family coming down, or even complete strangers. They're really unsuspecting of it, but drop your quarter in, time it right, and they get extra soaked on that ride. Here you can see Lady Liberty, and there's the roundup in the background. As I was explaining, it goes up at a pretty steep angle and spins at a high rate of speed. So I'm gonna bypass this area, but they do have a food stand here called the Backyard Barbecue. You could get bacon on a stick, you could get pork chop on a stick, corn on the cob. They have other games there. So a lot of good food items here. This pirate ship here sells hermit crabs, hermit crab accessories, and other little toys and gifts. That's a neat looking structure though. Now they used to have here, they took it out because of the stand. They used to have a little RC car driving area here where you could put in the amount of quarters required and drive a little RC car around the track. Not sure if they repositioned it somewhere else. But here is a ride that I have a love-hate relationship for, because I love the way the ride looks, but hate it because it makes you, at least me, very ill. But it's a really catchy looking ride with the royal blue metal flake paint scheme on it. They take really good care of this ride. I think it has a brand new paint scheme for 2019. Another ride I will not ride here is the teacups. Again, just too much spinniness for me. But my daughter and other people seem to enjoy it. And through the trees here, we can see the paratrooper.
Hey, children. You gotta wait for parents.
So this food stand here, they sell tri-taters, which are like similar to Arby's hash browns, the triangle typed potato cakes, and they have cheesesteaks, chicken cheesesteaks, sausage and peppers. And directly ahead of us here is the mini golf course, which is a lot of fun to do. A lot of shade here as well. And it's a nice way to take a break from the rides and do something else. Today is the second day that the park is open during the week for the full-time season. So most kids are still in school. There are a couple school trips here, but for the most part, the park is pretty empty. You can walk on pretty much any ride here. There's the RotoJet, which you have control of raising your height on that when it's going around. It's a pretty fun ride. Back here where the Screaming Kids are is the Cosmotron, which is a Himalaya type ride. And there it is, complete darkness with a light show, and they do play music. So, and it goes forwards and backwards. That's fun as well. I do ride that from time to time. So in here we have the Looper, which is an old classic type ride. Something I will never ride, but if you like to go hang vertical and spin around, it's definitely for you. And here's Flying Turns, which is a roller coaster type ride. It's more like a bobsled type ride. And you sit in the car and it goes down like a luge, like a bobsled luge. Always has long lines. People are always waiting for this at the beginning of the day, but it is, I believe, the one of only two operating in the world. So it is very unique in that aspect. Got a little sensor target shooting game here.
Come on, sister. Yo, I look fun. We should just go to random.
And this is the Christmas Cottage, where you can buy some Christmas decorations, ornaments, collectibles. And when you're out here, they have a literal North Pole If you touch it, it's frozen, it's ice. So very unique, even on the hottest of days. That is ice cold. So out to my left here is the Chalet Gift House, which is a very large gift shop. Lots of different toys and collectibles and t-shirts and everything else in between. So ahead of us here is the Phoenix, which is one of 2 wooden coasters here at Knoebels and rated top 10 wooden coasters in the country. This came from San Antonio, Texas as the Rocket back in the 80s. Knoebels purchased it, disassembled it, reassembled it, and christened it the Phoenix. And it's been one of the best wooden coasters on the East Coast, if not the country. The best part about the Phoenix is the last straightaway. They have some bunny hops on it, and regardless of how big you are or how heavy you are, you get major air time. You're basically pressed up against the lap bar with your knees. And here's Gasoline Alley, better known as the antique cars. You get to drive your very own little antique car around a guided track. You are in control of it with your steering and throttle, but you are on a metal track, so you can't get off of it, but it is a lot of fun to drive. And you can fit up to 4 people on them too. And some of these cars originally came from Rocky Glen Amusement Park in Music. Knoebels purchased them back in the 80s at the auction. I think it was around 87, 88. Brought them here, and I think over time Knoebels did bring in new cars. I don't think there's any existing ones except for the one in the background where you get your picture taken on it. But I think all these cars now are reproductions. Now right here is Knoebels' brand new ride for 2019. It was just installed, I think, a week or 2 ago, called Tumbling Timbers. They don't even have all the theming up for it yet. There's supposed to be a backdrop, I believe, but you basically sit back to back, the cars spin around, the platform spins around, and it's at a bank turn here. And this replaced a brand new ride for last year called Over the Top. It was brand new for 2018, but the ride was short-lived because they had complications with the ride performance. So they took it out, brought this one in, and this is, as far as I know, operational. It's not running right now, but I did see videos online though. But it's nothing too thrilling, but it is brand new, and it's supposed to have some backdrops back there, and I guess a nice LED light package on this. So hopefully we'll get some footage of it in the near future. Back here's the Kiddie Turnpike, which is more or less little electric go-karts for toddlers and pre-K kids. Not for adults, but they do go around a nice little track here. Right here is the Fandango, which is a pendulum swinging type ride where you hang with your feet hanging down, and not only does the ride cart itself spin around, but it swings back and forth and goes near horizontal position when it reaches the max height. Rode that one time, I will never ride it again. Oh, and here's the RC cars I told you about. They moved them right over here, so good to know they didn't get rid of them. They simply found a new home for them, so you can pick whatever vehicle you like. And there's a steering wheel there and a forward reverse controls.
Half the time I don't even take suppers.
And that's all you do, just forward, reverse. And the cars are numbered, so number 1, number 3, you just have to find your corresponding controls and you can drive it around. He's got the minivan. So, aside from that, they do have RC boats as well, which I'll show later on. Here comes the orange coaster train coming around its first bank turn. Here we have Wipeout, which is another serious spinning type ride. It resembles a, you know, if you drop a quarter on a counter, how it kind of spins around and wobbles like that. That's what it does there. Won't catch me on that for any amount of money. And here is Fandango in operation. My daughter loves this ride. I don't know why. I rode it one time, I came off, blew in the face, and felt horrible the rest of the day. Doesn't go all the way around, but it does go pretty high. Goes a little higher than 90 degrees or 180 degrees, whatever you want to call it, but a little higher than that level. So moving on. Back here is where you'll find the campground area. They do have campsites for tents, campers, RVs, and they even have cabins you can rent too. I've stayed here numerous years renting a cabin for the weekend. It's a lot of fun. And you will find it back through that little bridge there. And you get to be on the park property 24/7. Make sure if you guys are enjoying this video too to give it a thumbs up. Although I do love coming here, it does cost gas to drive here. And I've been here multiple times already. So giving it a thumbs up and commenting does help boost the video and to help me get some earnings for it, which in return helps me to produce more videos. So here is their major drop tower, Stratosphere. I believe it's 180 feet, I'm not mistaken. I'll put it on the screen with the height, but this is the ride I've not yet ridden. I do keep telling myself I want to try it just once to see how it is, but I do have a pretty bad fear of heights. Now, if you look off in the distance here, we do have the Twister, the second of two wooden coasters. This is the Phoenix is an out and back coaster, and this is a Twister tornado type design where it kind of twists and turns in on itself. So it's more of a contained ride. Very rough riding though. It always gives me a headache, but it is a pretty cool ride regardless. We'll take a walk over there. And then I'll also come over back to here and give you a look at that in operation as well. Also, while you're watching too, make sure you leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of the wide angle lens and doing these walking tours like this. They are in a way to help make you feel like you are here with me. Even if you're never able to come here, at least gives you a sense of what it would be like if you were here walking in front of me here. So definitely appreciate your feedback. So it's gonna be hard to see, but it is making its way around. This does have two lift hills, which is unique in design. It's currently going up to its second lift hill now. And then we'll see it make its drop around. There, make our return back. Excuse me. Right here, they're not here right now, but you can see there's a little nest right there. That is where the resident swans were sitting on some eggs as of a couple weeks ago, so they may have had their hatchings already. But you usually find them either in this yard here or in the stream or by the covered bridge. So as promised, I'll give you a look at the flying turns in operation. And there go some crazy people on Stratosphere. So they do have a little viewing area here. You can see Flying Turns viewing area. Gives you a little glimpse at the ride, and you can see it's a tubular type design. And we'll be able to see them come around here on a pretty banked turn. Don't know which direction it goes, but okay, I think it's going to come this direction. There it goes.
So they're getting into the place.
So that's what you can expect. It's a very twisty, fast ride, but short ride. I think you're only on it for a minute. So we're going to move on to our next location, which is going to be the flyer ride, which will show from the roadway up here. It's one of the only rides here that are powered by an actual engine. I believe it's an old diesel engine converted over to propane. But it's another unique ride where you get to control your ride vehicle and determine how high or how low you want to go. So you can hear the engine running there, and you have a sail in front of you with the handle. All you do is wave the handle to control your trajectory. And if you do it the right way, you can really whip that around and make it almost like snap. So if you're the thrill-seeking type, that's definitely something you want to ride. Oh, I actually found the swans. Can't go on the bridge here, it is private, but I'm going to zoom in here to show you. There they are. There is 2 of them there, and I'm guessing their babies are around somewhere, but they are still here. So coming up on the right is the Crystal Pool. And this is a fantastic pool because it's fresh water, no chlorine. It is natural spring water, and it's obviously filtered, but you won't have any trouble with burning eyes or coming out smelling like chlorine. And it's opening just in a couple short days for Memorial Day weekend. It is pretty much ready to go, filled up. Now the water is usually cold, obviously, because it is spring fed. You know, it is coming from the mountains and underground. Looks like they need to do a final cleaning on it. But here's the information here. Fall 1925 opened July 4th, 1926. Filter system added 1933. 900,000 gallons of refreshing mountain stream water. Same size and shape when it opened. They do have water slides in the back. You can slide down, I believe, with tubes or tube slides. But you could come here too. It's not included with your general admission. You do have to pay an additional fee for this, but it is very reasonably priced and fun for the whole family. So now the next section of the park, we kind of have to zigzag and retrace our steps a few times because the way the park is situated over here, I want to try and show you everything without missing it, but it's going to require us to do some backtracking. So just bear with me over the next few areas here. But here we have the Pioneer train ride, which is a fantastic, I think, 1.5 mile loop ride that takes you back through the woods. And along the way, you get to see some beautiful views. And there's a corn station in the back of the woods where you find deer, sometimes squirrels, chipmunks. And for Halloween time, they also decorate this ride for what's called Hollow Fun Nights. And the ride is themed, geared towards Halloween with theming, props, special effects, lasers, sound effects. Really an awesome ride. And this is another one of my top 3 rides here, aside from the haunted house. But it's probably one of the best rides to take that doesn't have long lines. And if it does, it moves relatively quick. They run up to 3 trains during busy days. And the trains hold quite a large number of people. So you don't have to wait all that long. And it's a nice, probably 7 to 8 minutes ride. So you do get your money's worth on it. And it's going to be coming around the bend here in a moment. So we'll just get a quick view at it while it arrives at the loading platform here. They are gas-powered trains. They do look like replica steam locomotives and a diesel locomotive, but they are purely small gas-powered engines. I'll tell you what, I've said it before, if I ever get a job here, that is the job I want, to operate one of those trains. That or win the lottery, buy a large piece of property, and put my own train on it. That is a goal of mine, which may not be attainable, but one can dream, right? So we have 2 spinning rides in front of us here. We have the Power Surge on the left, which is a crazy hanging ride that spins and rotates all different directions, and the Balloon Race, which kind of raises up, tilts at a little angle and spins around. And we have the Merry Mixer, which is better known as the Scrambler. And hidden behind there is a Kiddie Himalaya ride similar to the Cosmotron. This one is open and exposed and geared towards the younger adults. And that has a brand new paint scheme for this year as well. Now, directly behind the Scrambler, Merry Mixer used to be the potato pancake stand, which moved for the season. I'll show you where that's at. It's now an empty space, but you will find 1001 Knots, a ride that really sends your stomach up to your throat. I've gotten sick on that ride many years ago. Probably won't ever ride it again. It's also very high in the air too. Right next to that, you will find the Skloosh, which is the second of 2 log flume boat rides. This one, though, you will undoubtedly get soaked on it. Not only when you come down on the boat, it creates like a tidal wave that covers you, but you also can stand on the bridge when you exit the ride, or even stand right where I am right now, and the water will come and rain down on you like there's no tomorrow. Very, very popular on hot days. They do run 2 boats when it's busy. And again, you can stand right here in front of the wall, not have to ride it, and get cooled off. And off to the side too, along the steps, there's another little viewing platform where you can stand and get wet as well. So, unfortunately it's not coming down right now to show you, but I have made videos on it. Just search Knoebels Amusement. My videos will pop up on there. So over here we have some pavilions, which lead out to the parking lot. Right over here we have some more family-oriented rides. This is the Crazy Submarine, which kind of rotates around right next to the rocking tub, which kind of rocks back and forth and spins at the same time. So these are more geared towards kids, but families can ride them as well. And a cool piece of history here is this antique fire truck under this little pavilion here. It's for Elysburg, Pennsylvania, which is where Knoebels is located. 1940 Chevy fire truck. Originally owned by Raffo Fire Company. Purchased by Knoebels in '72. And I believe it is in running operating condition, and it's a work of art. Beautiful, like completely restored. High gloss paint. The dashboard is nice gold color, and it has the bell and the searchlight, the hose. Really fantastic looking. So if you guys are Chevy fans, or like my friend RJ who loves fire trucks, you want to come check this out. Now right in front of it you will find, just lost my train of thought here. Excuse me as I remember what this is called. Downdraft, that's it. This ride is new for 2019, but not new for the park. The reason why I say that is because this ride has been here for a number of years, I think at least a decade, but they actually removed it last year. And there was rumors they were going to put in a new ride here, but there's a large group of people that love this ride. They come here specifically for this. And based on their outcry of support, Knoebels listened to them and brought back the ride, but not only just the ride itself, they brought back a brand new updated version of it. So it has new paint scheme, new ride vehicles. Everything that you're looking at is brand new. LED light package, everything is brand new for 2019. So if you're a fan of Downdraft and you've ridden it in the past, you'll want to ride it again because it's a completely different ride vehicle system. Probably gives you the same unsettling feeling when you're riding it, but nonetheless it is a brand new ride. Now here is the giant wheel. Again, I believe it's 150 feet high, and it's one that gives you a fantastic view of the park, and you get some great views at nighttime as well. The only thing with this ride is you cannot ride it alone. You do need at least 2 people to ride it. So unfortunately I won't be able to ride that today, but it looks like it's rotating. Yeah, it's like moving on its own. There's nobody operating it. Over here, as we mentioned earlier, is the Impulse. This replaced the bumper boats, which were purchased from Rocky Glen, as well as a boat tag game where you used to shoot like little tennis balls from a outside fence, and people were operating a boat shooting them back at you. So they replaced those two with the Impulse. I forget the year. I'll put the year on the screen that this debuted. So it looks like some of the rides aren't operating today, as we saw the Ferris wheel, Downdraft, the flying balloons. So I'm not sure if they're opening later on or if they're down for service or what.
Down here. Where am I? Oh yeah.
So as I mentioned, we have to backtrack our steps here, and we will show you a couple more areas, and then we'll be coming close to our complete walkthrough of the park. Okay, so down here we have a French fry stand, pizza, and usually pasta, some seating areas, and the patio grill with more burgers, fries, hot dogs. And we'll go around to the other side. They have ice cream as well. Directly in front of us, you will see a stage here. They do have performances from the Knoebels crew where they sing and dance and have hula hoops and stuff like that and encourage audience participation. Here's the Alamo. It's their only indoor restaurant with air-conditioned seating. And you can find a brand new item here for 2019. It's a fried chicken waffle sandwich, which I have yet to try, but will be momentarily. So straight ahead of us here is the Grand Carousel. This is a beautiful work of art, if you want to call it that. And what's unique about it is you have an opportunity to catch the brass ring and win a free ride on it. We'll give you a look at that. So when you're riding here, you want to sit on one of the outer horses. There's a little footstep you lean over, and they lower that, and you can grab the ring. And if you get the brass one, you win a free ride on it. So a couple things I didn't show, which I nearly forgot about, but I will show you though. They have here, you get ice cream waffles here, ice cream waffle sundae. And there's a theater here where they put on like magic performances. They bring in special entertainers here, and I've actually taken part of that the one time. It's quite fun. This is called the Roaring Creek Saloon and Gaming Parlor. They actually have arcade games in here, and they have a XD theater. And again, it's where they do the magic shows. Not open currently, but again, they do have an arcade there. This is the Plainline Arcade, which is the larger and better of the two arcades. And it's one of my favorite places to come play games because they have usually state-of-the-art games. A huge selection of everything from the skee ball, the coin pushers, claw machines, and everything else in between. So I'll just give you a quick peek at this here. My daughter could literally spend all day in here. They have a brand new game for this year. This is the Superstar Rumble game. And you get to shoot little marbles into the belt and try to line up some steps, and you win cards that get dispersed down. If you win all the cards, you get one card's 50 tickets. I don't know how many all of them are. And the bonus card is 100. I'll give you guys just a quick walkthrough here. There's the prize redemption area. You got skee ball, down the clown, ring toss, bowling. And you got, of course, Wizard of Oz. And my favorite one, Willy Wonka. One of the best coin pushers they ever came out with. I could easily drop a couple $100 in there. So right here is this another ice cream stand where they do have soft serve ice cream and milkshakes. Very good quality too. And you got the funnel cake house where you can get some different types of funnel cakes with, like, let's see what they have on the menu here. Oh, they also have deep fried Oreos, but they have, I can't see it on the menu right now, but I think they have like cheesecake whipped cream, chocolate sauce, all different types of toppings you could get put on the funnel cakes. And this is shocking. The scooters here, not a line at all. Typically it's packed. So I may have to make a separate video and ride that just because it's empty here. And here's the RC boats I was telling you about. We saw the RC cars earlier. Well, here you can maneuver some boats around a little bay here. And if your skills are on par, there's a little area there you could hit it with the boat and ring the bell. I'll give you a quick look at that. So again, very easy to operate the steering wheel. Forward, reverse. All you do is line up your boat number with your controls here. And see, it says Fisherman's Wharf. You hit that little white thing there, it rings a bell. It's actually easier said than done. So back there's where we were earlier, the Kiddie Land. And I think I want to show you one or two more things here. And then that'll conclude our stroll around my favorite park, Knoebels. You can also tell too, lots of seating, lots of shade. It's almost shocking that they don't charge admission to come here. Free parking, free admission. You can bring your own food, your own coolers or drinks. You can rent the pavilions for free of charge. And you can come and go as you please. There's no obligation to you to come here. You could come here, sit down, relax, have an ice cream and call it a day. Something I'll probably be doing when I'm older. But they got the beautiful stream here. Very picturesque, relaxing. Oh, there's the swans there too, underneath there. But just a fantastic park for people of all ages. I can't say enough good things about it. I'm fortunate enough to live just over an hour away from it. Now, there is something I do want to show you on the bridge here, which I forgot. And then we'll be near complete. There's the swans. I'll give you guys a little bit closer look at them. And on the other side of this bridge, they do have a little feeding station where you could get some food and drop it down for them. So this covered bridge here is unique because every year for the opening of the season, they put these new planks of wood on there. And it's not to make the bridge look new, it's to allow you to leave your mark on them. So you can come here, bring a marker, and leave your name, your Instagram name, YouTube channel, whatever you like. And I've done that myself. You can see right here, JPVideos, and my daughter, Lily's Toy Channel. But subscribe, YouTube play button. So definitely recommend you doing that. It's a lot of fun. Okay, it says Chris watches you. So thanks, Chris. So off to the right, there's a little canister there. It's where you drop some coins in to get some food for the, I believe the swans. And you could feed them. Give you a closer look at that. So yeah, there's please keep out of reach of swans. I believe that's swan food. But look at this. This is relaxing. Just sit here, put your feet up, listen to the sounds and sights of the stream, the people, the rides. Oh, there's the swans right there. I don't know about you, but this is definitely relaxing for me. All right, not gonna bore you anymore with that. Here we have the wharf. It's another food area with some You can get Italian water ice. Let's see what else is on the menu here. So you get gyros, fish tacos, ultimate grilled cheese, which I think is new for this year. They have kids meal, they have waffle fries, clam strips, mac and cheese bites, and gelatis, water ice, so something for everyone. Here's another gift shop here with some Native Americans. This is called the General New and Cheap Store, and you can find all types of collectibles and items to make your trip memorable here. And here is Fascination, which is a game. It's like a rollerball game. You sit in front of a little ramp and you get a little ball and you roll it, and you kind of have to get almost like bingo, or like 5 in a row, I think it is. So that's a fun game to play, and when you win, you get tickets to redeem for prizes that are all around the inside there. And again, here's where you come to get your mini golf session started with your club and ball. And this is the main area where you come to get your hand stamps right there. Oh, sorry about that. And the good thing is, on weekdays, you could do either, you could buy books of tickets or a hand stamp. So your choice is yours as to how much you plan on riding. And weekends, up until now, you know, you could do both, but weekends throughout the summer is just tickets only. And here's a little tree house too, where they actually do little puppet shows throughout the day. The doors open up and they do a little fun scene there. And of course, with the stream running through the park has been flooded in the past, most recently up to 2018, which is obviously right here. But the highest was 1972, which I believe is Hurricane Agnes, if I'm not mistaken. So they had to recoup their losses many times over the past decades. And if you like clowns or don't like clowns, this is the area you want to come to or avoid. I know some people out there don't like clowns, not going to mention any names. Wandering Woodsman. So I believe that's everything that there is to see here. So we're gonna do our outro. Let me find a nice little location here. All right, guys, that's going to conclude my walking tour of Knoebels Amusement Resort. This is an updated video of 2019 because the last one I did showing the whole park was 2015. And I basically just gave little glimpses of the rides, but this was a complete walk through the park, beginning to end. And it really helps immerse you into the environment here and makes you feel like you're here with me. And now you know what to expect. If you decide to come here for yourself, whether it's your first time or if you're returning after a break of some sort. So I love hearing from you guys, though. Let me know what you liked. If there's anything you didn't like, any questions you have, I'll do my best to answer them. It is open full time now. You can find any additional information such as wristband prices, ticket prices, hours, listed on the website, which I will link down below, knoebels.com. Aside from that, though, this is a fantastic park. I really can't say enough good things about it. Right after I wrap up this video, I will be doing some rides here myself since I'm here and the lines are extremely small, so I'm going to take full advantage of it. Anyways, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this stroll today, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. Don't forget you can follow me on Facebook, and you can follow check out my merchandise shop and my Patreon page. Getting distracted here. All those links can be found down below in the description. So thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.